The Ram 1500 Warlock is the value trim in the Ram 1500 lineup. For 2026 and under $60,000 fully loaded, you can get a truck that's an off-road ready special, doesn't have a whole lot of frills inside or out, but carries the essentials, including the Hurricane twin-turbo inline-six. But for 2026, there's another major change to the Ram. The Hemi V8 is now back across the Ram 1500 lineup. The all-battery electric REV, that's canceled. The plug-in hybrid, delayed. All of these changes have made the Ram more flexible, and Ram really just wants to make money during this time and give you some more choices. Now, we've tested the 2025 Tungsten and the Rebel, and now it's the 2026 Warlock. Every Ram 1500 comes with either a 5-foot 7-inch bed, which this Warlock has, or the longer 6-foot 4-inch bed. Quad cab or crew cab. If you're getting the smaller quad cab, that only comes with the longer bed. For 2025, there's only the most minor changes that also carry over into 26. Slimmer LED headlights, new grille designs, and new wheels. Now, this Warlock is riding on smaller 18-inch wheels and big 33-inch tall all-terrain Goodyears. This truck is basically the same equipment as you'll find on the pricier Rebel, which we have reviewed. Now, it doesn't have an air suspension, but what it does have, Bilstein shocks front and rear, an inch lift for 10 inches of total clearance, skid plates, tow hooks, of course, a rear locking differential, that is key. Now, what you don't even get liners on the rear wheels. On that bed section, it's all open. There's plastic door handles with no keyless access. You can't even get that as an option. In return for all of that, you're getting a lower starting price with less options to configure. But even though there's incandescent bulbs on those taillights, because this is the Hurricane or the Hemi, you get polished black dual exhaust tips popping out of the bumper. The Warlock comes one way, a cloth bench, get extra storage, nice little drawer here. You can't get that on Rams with the bucket seats. And what also you do not get, any heat for these seats, a leather steering wheel, not even a mirror in the sun visor. But for some truck buyers, that may be everything they're looking for. The Ram has always had a good interior, but there's harder plastics throughout. On the Warlock, that means even the door panels, including the armrests, are a lot harder and tougher. Now, this is a bare bones truck, and it's not meant to be the luxury trims. That's fine. It's still really good in terms of fit and finish, and I like the general layout. And guess what's also missing? A giant touchscreen. You cannot even order the bigger 12-inch or the 14.5-inch touchscreen on this Warlock. I really, really like that. What I also like, gobs of rear legroom, as expected in a Ram crew cab, but also because there's no other options, including a panoramic moonroof, there's a ton more headroom. Towing capacity on the Warlock is 11,200 pounds. That is close to the very top of the Ram 1500 range. Payload is under 1,700 pounds. There's no rear defroster back there, but what you do get with just a moderate option package, a spray-in bed liner, the side rails, lighting, and a 115-volt power outlet back here. It's a 400-watt inverter. The Hemi is back, but in reality, the twin-turbo Hurricane is a better choice. There's no hybrid assist. And this engine is actually, well, the mid-grade choice. The Hemi is actually more expensive. It comes with the e-hybrid assist, which is a mild hybrid. It's got a 48-volt system. This engine does not, and on its own makes 420 horsepower and nearly 470 pound-feet of torque. Now, the Pentastar V6 comes standard on most Ram trims. It also has the e-assist. Not a good engine. They really should be retired. It's just so cheap for Fiat, Chrysler, Stellantis, whatever they're calling themselves these days, to keep building. But this Hurricane, which was introduced for 2025, is definitely the silkier choice. It sounds smoother, vibration is a whole lot less. There's almost a European car quality to it, specifically because an inline engine is better balanced, and in a truck this size, you notice it. And the torque is great. There's no driving modes, no paddle shifters, nothing on this Ram Warlock. Now, you can get that on the higher trims like the RHO. That's using the higher output version of this same motor, 540 horsepower. That's a whole lot. But ever since this Ram generation and the one before it, there's a quietness to it. There's a luxury car feel to it. These trucks have constantly held the bar for road isolation, ride quality. There's a double wishbone suspension in the front and a multi-link in the back. It is a solid rear axle. And this one has a locker because it's the Warlock. But because of those coil springs, and if you're getting trucks like the Rebel or some of the higher trims like the Tungsten, you're getting air suspension, which on many trucks you can't even find that feature. But on this baser setup with these Bilsteins, because they are tuned more for off-road driving, it's just comfort all the way. And even these all-terrains do not make a ton of noise. They're very muted. Now, the Warlock only comes with four-wheel drive, but the 4x2 configuration is available on some trims of the Ram, and higher trims are 4x4 only, just like the Warlock. You can consider this truck basically to be the off-road trim below the Rebel, and the Rebel has the air suspension, this does not, but it's essentially equipped the same way. You just don't get a lot of the equipment inside this truck, so a lot of the padding, even things like a mirror. I don't even have a mirror here. Stuff like that reminds you that this is still a base model, even though it's not. It's sold as a mid-tier, kind of a lower mid-tier truck, but it has all the essentials you could want without having to order really anything beyond, say, a trailering package and just the choice of those 3 engines. The V6 comes standard. But truly, even though the Hemi is back, now that it's the most expensive engine choice, a little odd because it's such an old engine and the Hurricane is, well, brand spanking new. It's only been out a couple years. This, I just think, elevates the Ram even more than what it was. Honestly, it's a better engine than what you'll find in any of the Chevy and GMCs on the lower end, even though those Turbo 4s are really good. The V8s, the 5.3s, I don't know, I don't really find that they really output all that much power. They take a lot more to get going. The Turbo 6 in the F-150 is also good. This one definitely quieter and smoother. For fuel efficiency in this trim, you're looking at 24 mpg on the highway. If you get the Hemi, it's more or less the same. So the fuel efficiency is better with the Hurricane versus the Hemi, but it's still a very heavy truck. It's not efficient at all in the wind. So it's more so if you like this power delivery and the quietness and refinement, that's why you choose the Hurricane. Now the Warlock isn't the best handling Ram 1500, but the steering's still good. There's not a ton of roll, even though this is raised an inch from the regular Rams. And Ram says, and I believe, it's got the largest front brake rotors in the class, 14.9 inches. You won't find that on a GM truck. Lower versions of the Ram have this 8.4-inch touchscreen. Now the upper trims have a 12-inch or a 14.5. That's a newer one. It takes over this entire section here. So in its place, what do you have? Analog controls, volume, tuning knobs, climate controls, toggle switches for the parking sensors. And of course, like all Rams, all the four-wheel drive controls over here. All Rams have a lot of physical controls, but I love the fact that this doesn't even have nav. Okay, I would like it, but it's got CarPlay, it's got Android Auto, and the fact that you can operate this so much easier and quicker. Temp, ban, done. That's all you need. For a lot of truck buyers, they want to keep things simple, and I like the fact that Ram is doing that. However, even at this price, there's not a whole lot of features, and you're not going to get as many safety features. For example, you're not going to get evasive steering assist. You don't even get 360 cameras on this Warlock trim with the smaller screen. And if you want a stereo, this is only 6 speakers. So you're going to have to spend a whole lot more money on a Ram 1500, like tens of thousands of dollars if you want the really good stuff. Analog speedometer, coolant temperature, tach, and of course, there's extra features you can adjust. So if you don't want the temperature, you can change that. If you say don't want a voltmeter, you can change that too. A lot of cool things you can do here. And I like the fact that this is such a big screen, but not too big. Upper trims have a fully digital instrument panel so you can get the full screen map. So that's all well and good. But the fact that this is standard, I like it, and it's easy to use. It's all on the steering wheel. Just be aware that on this baser trim, you cannot adjust the seat height. So you're just gonna have to adjust the steering wheel in case this gets in your way. The 2026 Ram 1500 starts at $41,000 for the tradesman. There are so many trims. As tested, this Warlock, $57,000. The competitors directly, the Ford F-150 Tremor, GMC Sierra AT4, Chevrolet Silverado Trail Boss, and the Toyota Tundra. Like every American full-size pickup truck, the Ram 1500 lets you have it your way. Engines, transmissions, powertrains, axles, bed configurations, technology, however you want it and however much you want to spend is all up to you. The Ram 1500 continues to be a really good driving, particularly great on the engine side with refinement, interior quality, and even at this lower price point, it is still a value for under $60,000. Go watch our other full-size truck reviews at CarGurus.com, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time.